Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine?
Why Not? A queer podcast.
Episode 178.
I had a lot of eyebrow action going in on that intro.
I noticed that. I thought you were trying to do like a dramatic reading of the script.
I'm also not trying to impersonate Cher. I have Cheez-Its in my teeth.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, welcome.
Yeah,
Good to
welcome
see you
everyone.
again. I feel
our
like I
humble
never
abode.
see you anymore.
You'll be so happy I'm leaving for a few days.
No. You're one of two people I still know in New York.
You just have to say that because you live under our roof. Well, we're recording at lunchtime, so
yes. So
you'll see me sneak a Cheez-It here and there while you're chatting.
Yes, a very nutritious lunch there. A bag of Cheez-Its and
I should have said a dried cheddar cracker snack instead of a Cheez-It.
A cheesy cracker snack.
Because I fly so much these days, and I always get Cheez-Its on the plane. I crave them now, so I bought a whole bag of them.
Oh, doesn't the current editor-in-chief of Watermark obsess over Cheez-Its as well?
Oh, is it Cheez-It? It is Cheez-Its, isn't it?
Yeah, he loves those things.
Yeah, well, I guess it's fine. I've eaten my last Cheez-It. Next thing you know, I'm going to be like, ew, X-Men 1997 is out. Ah.
I'm impressed that you know that.
Well, I mean, I did just get out of a staff meeting where his highlight of his week was getting an adult Happy Meal from some chicken place that had toys in it.
Oh, I knew that happened because he posted an unboxing video on his TikTok that came across my For You page of his two unwrap the toys with me to see which ones I got. And I'm like, oh, Ryan.
Did you watch the video?
I did. He got Jean Grey and Cyclops, and he was very excited.
I imagine. Cyclops is his favorite, and Jean is Cyclops' favorite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, ergo. Excuse me, man.
Overrated X-Men, if you ask me. I'm more of a Wolverine guy. No, I'm just kidding. I know he hates Wolverine.
Oh, really? Because Wolverine is... It's all about Cyclops. It's really about James Marsden. It's not about Cyclops, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know. With Ryan, it might actually be about Cyclops.
Next time he's on, we'll just ridicule him about it.
We will. But much like Cyclops, I, too, have a fascination with the number 178.
I'm going to put these on to read mine just because it matches. I just realized I match my shirt.
Oh, yeah, the monkey glasses. Beautiful.
I kept doing this during the staff meeting, but nobody noticed.
Maybe they were distracted by the fact that you kind of look like Sally Jessica Raphael.
My hair's not blonde enough.
No, that's true.
I actually didn't do my hair today either. I'm in shambles. It's like we decided to throw this together, and it turns out it's a good thing we did because we were set to record the time that you have a place to go look at.
Yeah,
and that's exciting.
Yeah. So
anyway, before we get to all that, let's go.
I got a 178. I'll be honest, 178 was not did not yield a plethora of factoids. So just a couple that came up that meant nothing to me, but might mean something to some of our readers. Apparently, if you're a UFC fan, from the very first UFC card that they launched, they number them. So for those who are familiar with UFC 178 happened in September 2024 and was the record holder for the number of fights. It was 14 fights at that event, a record that still holds today. So good for whoever lasted the 4+ hours watching all those fights.
I thought you were going to say something like For our UFC fans, it cost $178 million to build and take down the stage at the White House lawn.
More like billion.
Am I right?
Am I right? Huh? If you see me rubbing my nose, if you're watching the video, I did not just do a bump of Coke, but I have not trimmed. As you can see, I haven't trimmed my beard in a while, and the hairs on the stash are tickling my nose, and it's making me do this. So after we're done here, either today or tomorrow, I'm going to go by my storage unit and I'm going to get my clippers and the beard's going.
We know how I drink energy drinks to keep me up for these podcasts. Then you snort Coke. It's okay.
Hey,
own it.
We do what we need to do.
Why did cocaine come up so much recently? Oh, I'll get to that.
Oh,
there was a cocaine-filled show I saw, so I'll talk about it later.
For video game fans, for the fam that's
hey,
video
fans.
Game. The franchise Genshin Impact. I never played it. I'm obviously saying it wrong because I can see Caitlin's judgment and disappointment every time I mispronounce a word. But if you play that video game, or I guess it's Genshin Impact, it's also an anime. In the game, Micah, is that right? Micah? Okay, thumbs up. Micah is a 4-star character whose maximum health and defense stats top out at 178. I don't know what anything I just said means, but congratulations to you, whoever plays that game.
I heard 178 tops.
I knew that's what you'd focus in on. And then the final one I have before we get to the Pokemon is, are you a fan of The Lord of the Rings?
I enjoyed The Lord of the Rings. I like a nice big hairy foot.
All right. The first film, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, originally released on December 19th, 2001, was released at 2 hours and 58 minutes, or 178 minutes. That is the official theatrical cut. A year later, director Peter Jackson released the extended edition a month before the second movie came out, and that topped out at 228 minutes. So you'll hear that stat again in about 50 episodes.
If we're still around.
If we're still around, I'm sure we will be. And then that marks, if you count the date that it came out, December 19, 2001, that marks this year is the 25th anniversary. 25 years ago, Fellowship of the Rings came out. And to commemorate it this January, they are releasing all 3 extended editions of the films in movie theaters. And if you have the AMC A-list, that means 3 of your 4 tickets can be used to see each of the commemorative editions.
Wouldn't it be funny if you went to get the ticket and it was like, nope, this one's going to cost you 2?
It would. But there are some things. What was it? There was recently a special edition. You might be right about this because there was like a 30th anniversary of a movie, and it is not part of the A-list. You had to pay for the ticket.
Huh.
But your A-list did waive the service charge for processing the ticket online, so that's nice.
Do they still thank you at the beginning of the movie?
I did not go. You think I'm going to pay in this economy? And then the final one, Pokemon 178, is Xatu. Even though it's spelt with an X, Xatu is a mystic Pokemon. And Caitlin is showing a picture of it. I hope that Pokemon is Native American. If not, that is cultural appropriation. It's dressed in Native American garb. This dual type psychic flying Pokemon evolves from Natu. For those who don't remember, last week, 177. Xatu is known for its quiet, still nature, and is said to possess the mystical ability to look into both the past and the future at the same time. So, way to go, Xatu. That's what I got for 178.
So I went back to AI to help collect this. I mean, we were rushed to get this together.
I want to say how happy I am that you've mended your relationship with AI and that you guys are back on track.
So I asked AI, but I use a different one every time. You know, because I think that they remember conversations and then they get confused. You know, then they lie and mix everything up. Kind of like Jen. You know, you talk to Jen and she gets a little confused. I'm kidding. She's never confused. She's amazing. And so this is what it says to me. And I like the way it said it because I start off by saying, like, here's why I'm asking you this question.
Sure.
I do this podcast. We cover queer entertainment. And I don't mind saying queer entertainment, for anybody that's jumping into the national debate these days. I'm a Gen Xer who doesn't hate that. Anyway, I said, so this is what we're doing. And it says, hey, if your listeners love comedy, you'll want to share this fact with them.
We do love comedy.
So I hope you do love comedy. So are you familiar with the show? I'm going to say this wrong, and I feel like I'm going to get corrected. Girls Five Eva. It's a musical comedy.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with it.
It's girls with the number 5 Eva.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly
well, anyway,
correct.
Apparently it has a massive queer fan base, and that there's a famously lesbian character named Gloria in it who creates a legendary, these are all AI words, right? Legendary spreadsheet classifying exactly 178 distinct types of women.
Huh.
Would you like to hear some of them?
I would like to hear all of them.
Well, I only have a couple of examples. There's the short Peg Bundy is one.
Okay.
The tatted up cheesemonger.
Mm.
The butcheress.
Ooh.
Mysteriously hot, like you die last in a horror movie is one.
All right. That sounds fun.
Yeah, so here we go. This is another thing. I cannot validate any of this. I did not get 3 sources, so I will not print this in watermark, but it's fine for this. That 178 centimeters is statistically the exact peak height of high fashion runway models.
178 centimeters?
Yeah. Which
What's
is
that
just
inches?
It's 5'10".
Feet in inches.
It's
5'10".
just like a hair away from 5'10". I don't know in what direction.
Okay.
178 episode series. I don't know how I feel about all of this because at one point it told me Matlock was, and then at a different point it didn't list it. And when I asked about Matlock, it's like, no, that was like 190. So here we go. True or not true? Charmed, Star Trek: The Next Generation, which I feel like I've already said. Laverne and Shirley, Diagnosis Murder, and Dora the Explorer, all with 178. Can you guess the 178th episode of Friends?
You mean 178th?
What did I say?
170.
178. Yeah.
This has got to be the Thanksgiving episode.
It's got to be coming up. It's not the one.
Jeez.
I couldn't guess what it was about by the title because it could have been one of 3 different episodes by the title. I will say that I did enjoy this one immensely.
Okay. If it's before, because I know the Thanksgiving one for this season is the Brad Pitt one, and we just had the Halloween one. Oh, which means this. Oh wait, the one before this was the Halloween one. So this has to. Is this another Sean Penn episode?
No, I give you like not the main story of what the title is, but a backstory of it is Rachel takes Phoebe to dinner with her father because she's afraid to tell him that she's
pregnant. Yes. And yes, and he mistakes Phoebe as a lesbian. That's the LGBTQ angle of this episode. I believe that the main story is probably a Monica and Chandler thing then, right?
Yes. Well, sort of. It's more like Joey and Chandler, but Monica's involved. So it's the one with the stripper. And it's the one where Chandler finds out
lies to Joey about coming back. Yeah.
Chandler finds out that Monica had a bachelorette party and he's mad about it. So Joey throws him a bachelor party, but it's really super weird because Ross has a date and can't be there. So it's just Joey and Chandler.
Yes.
And the stripper turns out to be a prostitute. Or a sex worker. Is that what we're supposed to say? Is it collapsing?
It was.
Is there an earthquake on the other side of this wall?
My light my light was dimming.
Well, it is the summer. So that's the thing, and it's just very awkward for them. So that's weird.
Beautiful. That's a good episode. I do enjoy that one.
Did I write anything? Oh, I wrote these down because I find this interesting. That in Ross's apartment, he's got one of those hands. I think it's like the IKEA hand where you can mold it into different things.
Yeah.
Well, it's a middle finger for most of the episode, so you have to go back and see.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go. I've never noticed that before. Also,
there's like apparently it's controversial in India, and they actually edited it in the version that airs in India because there's this in one scene I'm going to say this wrong, Ganesha statue accidentally falls and falls and breaks, and people in India were really mad about it, so they changed it.
Oh, wow.
All right, 178th greatest director of all time. We're not even going to play guessing games. We're just going to tell you. And it's Chong Dong Lee.
Oh, Chong Dong Lee. I love your movies.
We can try to guess 178th greatest movie of all time. If you can get it, Ingmar Bergman, 1963 film about two estranged sisters, Esther and Anne's 10-year-old son. They travel to a Central European country on the verge of war.
That one that Del Mar goes to Boca Raton or whatever that Kristen Wiig movie is. That is such a good movie, by the way.
I like how you are how you pretend that you know. You're like, it's the no. It's called The Silence.
Oh, The Silence. Do you know what movie I'm talking about though? The Vista Del Mar movie. No. I'm gonna look it up really quick. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar, and it's Kristen Wiig and her best friend, who they both wrote Bridesmaids together. They're like really goofy women. They go on a vacation that turns into a scheme to save the world, and it is the funniest movie. I watched it with my mom, and we were both cracking up. It's hilarious.
Really?
Check it out.
I will. I'll take your recommendation.
It's so funny. It's on Hulu. Check your local listings.
So, speaking of like things that are difficult for people to remember,
yes.
what I think must be the most stressful point of my week is trying to remember everything I did in my week. What did you do this week?
Yes, living in New York, it's a party a minute. It's hard to remember everything you did. One of the things I did, I'm currently, I don't know if you noticed, but the last minute or so, I seemed a little distracted. I'm in the middle of apartment hunting, and right before we started this podcast, I got a notification to go look at an apartment in a couple hours, and she messaged me and wanted to move it earlier, and I was like, I'm working, I can't. Can we do it later in the day? And she's going back and forth with me. And I was like, I just told you I'm working. Just tell me a time this evening. Anyway, we'll see what she says. The apartment hunt is going. Okay, I'll go to that. I wrote all my notes chronologically, but I will jump to the apartment stuff and then I'll go back because my week consisted of two things, as it always does. Apartment hunting and going to the movies. I looked for apartments and I watched movies. And then I worked. I also work. So I threw some work days in there. But other than work, which I don't want to talk about for two reasons. First, I kind of keep work separate. I've mentioned work a couple times, but I try to keep work separated from the podcast because I don't want to get sued by a company that says you talk way too much about us. Secondly, there's some crazy stuff going on at work that's being looked into on a higher level. And I don't want to say too much until it's all said and done with.
All
so just know I still work at Macy's.
We don't comment on open investigations.
That is an excellent way to put this, yes. But I still work at Macy's, and I am having a good time with Macy's. Other companies, not so much. But it'll all be worth it. So the apartment hunt, where are my notes? Okay, that's... here it is. Yes. Okay. So last week, the day after we did the podcast, I met with again, I don't want to use names, but I went with a nonprofit organization that works with veterans to help them get into apartments, specifically ones who are having difficulties getting in under a New York City voucher. So for those who aren't familiar, I won't go into the whole process. It is a very complicated procedure, but it comes down to rent is very high in New York City. Like 80% of people who live in New York City can't afford the rents of New York City. So there is a voucher program that the city and state help to pay rents on apartments. So this nonprofit works on connecting veterans with open apartments. So I met with them last week, and there's a lot of really weird rules when it comes to payments to various organizations, or like brokers and realtors, and what situation you're in and how much they'll be paid for their fees. So this particular organization had to take photos of me to prove to, I guess, donors that I am in fact homeless. So I had to supply a letter. For those who listen to on a regular basis, I stayed in a shelter for a bit. I had to provide a letter that said I was in a shelter. And then I had to, because I am essentially street homeless now, although I have been taken in here and there, I am officially on the book street homeless. So they had to take photos of me on a bench holding a backpack for whatever reason. Maybe it's for their own personal collection. I don't know, but it was a very weird process. But
personal collection. What was he like? Was he taking the photo like, yeah, just like that?
Yeah. Now tilt your head down. Look sad. Yeah. Rub some dirt on your face. Yeah, that's it.
Cry, you little bitch.
I did not ask a lot of questions because I do not want to test how far I will go to get an apartment in this city. So I just did what was asked. So I met with the group and various representatives of the group, and they were saying, let's go. We're going to move, hit the ground running. You'll be hearing from us every day until you're in a place, and blah, 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 blah. It has been a week. I have not heard from them once. I have sent messages. I have sent emails. Have not gotten a response. So I'm like, what are you doing? You got your photos and disappeared. What are you doing with these photos? So if I see them on their website, I'm going to lose my shit.
It's like every Grindr chat I ever had. They sent you my picture. Why aren't you talking to me?
And now you're ghosting me. So much like the other dozen brokers that I have worked with and the city workers and the nonprofit workers, at the end of the day, I am still looking online and setting up viewings on my own. I'm like that girl from Les Miserables. On my own.
I'm gonna sell your hair. Oh, I thought
I'm gonna
the
sell
other
my
one.
hair and my teeth. Oh yeah, the other one sings it.
Oh, they both
Spoiler
die.
alert, she dies in the end.
They both die.
They both die in the end.
I mean, come on, everybody does except for
Everybody
one
dies.
person. Two people don't.
So you and I went and looked at an apartment when I found on my own and got a viewing set up. So I went. It was an open house, much like everything else in this city. Dozens of people in and out of this apartment, much like it will be once I rent it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that anymore. So we go and look at the apartment. The apartment itself is very nice. It's a typical pre-war building. It's old. It faces another building, so it's not a lot of natural light. It's a very dark apartment. That doesn't bother me at all. The rooms are very spacious. It's a third floor walk up. So, all the boxes checked out of things I'm fine with. There's one really good thing about this apartment, one really bad thing. The bad thing is I did not know that when you go into the Bronx, that the Bronx are in the mountains. So we walked up like this massive hill to get to the top of the hill where the apartment is, and it was exhausting. Now, we found out later that there is a bus that runs up that road, so I will just wait for the bus to go up there if that's not an issue. At the bottom of this hill, though, is a massive shopping center with a Super Target, a Planet Fitness, an Applebee's, a Chick-fil-A, just Marshall's. It's like a giant shopping center you would see in like Florida. You don't see those in the city.
Yeah,
and we come off the train, and there's just this massive complex. And we walked into the Super Target, and it is the largest Target we have ever seen. It is huge.
It's so fascinating to me, like to see what you get excited at, as like, being in New York for a long time. I mean, I haven't been here that long. And when I saw this Target, I was like mesmerized, because usually they're like really small. The aisles are small, and this is like, it's just gigantic. And you get excited about it because you're like, oh, this is great. I mean, they have things that other Targets don't have. Like people willing to help you. It's crazy.
And the prices were amazing. I mean, a dozen eggs were $1.50, which I have not seen anywhere recently, let alone in New York. But the groceries were well priced. The shelves were stocked, and all I kept thinking is, if I get this apartment, I will live in this freaking Target. This is where I will go. I will get that gym membership. I will get all you can eat appetizers at Applebee's, and I will go to that Super Target for my groceries. So I'm hoping to hear back. The apartment, when I was walking through, I was kind of imagining where I was going to put everything, and it not only is enough room for my furniture, but it is enough space that I can set up all of my shelves and turn my bedroom into my Lego room again. Like, I can put all my Legos out. It's that big. So much space. So hopefully I hear back. I put the application in. We're going to look at a couple of places hopefully today. She hasn't gotten back to me. But I am going to lock a place down, or I'm going to die trying, because as I have said numerous times to everyone I talk on the phone who said, hey, it was a valiant effort. You tried. It's time to come home. And I was like, I will not let this city beat me. I will continue to live here, and I will make this city my bitch, or I will die trying. Anyway, we'll see how it goes.
It's so interesting to hear about this process, because it just seems somebody's going to have to explain to me how somebody with a voucher that pays a broker's fee, that pays a security deposit, that's guaranteed rent for a full year, has a hard time finding a place. And it's not like you're having a hard time finding a place because too many people want the place you want. It's because people aren't returning your calls because you have a voucher. And that doesn't make sense to me. And I know that they're supposed to, but you're listening and you're not doing it. You hear every week you've got people saying like, oh, I'm going to help you. We're going to make this work. And I can't believe this is happening to you. And then you never hear from them. Yeah. Because they're like, voucher.
All I can think of is the stigma of what they think people who have vouchers are like. They're lazy. They do drugs. They're going to cause problems in my building. And then they just like, you know what? Like you said, they legally can't say, I'm not going to accept you with a voucher, but they sure can ghost you, and they sure cannot return calls or emails very fast.
Yeah. You know who you are. You know who you are.
And if you're listening, thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Support our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare.
Give me an apartment. The other thing I did, I did the movies. I'm at the point where I'm just going to move into the AMC and keep my storage locker, because
there are worse places to live.
There are. The only thing I think that has kept me from becoming a permanent resident of AMC is they only give you 4 movies a week. There is a competitor now that if you get their unlimited or their movie package, it's unlimited. So I feasibly could live in their theaters. But
I don't want to say their name. Is it across the street from the?
It sure is.
Oh, okay.
But theirs is unlimited.
When I think about when I'm in Orlando, it's a lot more convenient to go to the other one.
It is. And they're the same price.
So, I mean, honestly, it's probably not a bad deal to have both. You still save a lot of money, honestly. I mean,
they're $30 each, so that's $60, and that's a lot cheaper than any rent I'm going to find.
I know that our preferred New York theater is Lincoln Square. AMC Lincoln Square. But we have been going to the Empire 25.
Yeah, the Times Square one, because it has twice the screens, and they've always got all the foreign films and independent films.
Do you know the history of the Empire Theater?
You know what? I read up on it very quickly when I first went to my first AMC, because my first couple of months here in New York, whenever I went into a new building and I like admire, I was like, oh, this is a really interesting looking building, I would Google the history of the building. And so the first time I went to that AMC theater, I Googled it because it's really an interesting building. And it was a live theater, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a theater. It was a vaudeville theater, and then in the '80s there was the decline of Broadway, so it kind of fell apart. But then when they were redoing Times Square and they were renovating it, they decided to keep the theater, but they ended up moving it like 100 and something feet, 178 feet. No, I was like 180 something feet. Like they moved the entire theater, like they picked it up, moved it down the street, and dropped it back down. But what's interesting about it is that the theater was named after, like when it was a Broadway theater back in the day, it was named after a guy who performed in drag. And when you're going up the escalators and you look at the archway, there's a thing with 3 women in it. But those are the 3 women are that actor and the 3 characters that he was famous for playing. So it's got a real like drag gay theme to the whole building itself, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Neither of the movies I saw this week were in that theater, but it is a great theater. If you're in Times Square,
you saw a movie in there, no?
No, I saw
on Monday.
Did we go to that? Was that at that, or was that at? Oh, you're right. The I was just about to talk that it was at Empire 25.
What a cool thing that this is. And I don't know if they do this anywhere else, but I'm going to let you describe it. I just want to say, I think it's really cool that this exists.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool that we did it, because right up until the moment, we're like, oh, what is it? So anyway,
it's exciting, right? All right. So it's called AMC Screen Unseen. So they do it a couple of times a month. I actually pulled up the information, and there are 2 coming up back to back, actually. One on July 20th, one on July 27th. And Screen Unseen basically is you buy a ticket at half price, or you use your AMC A-list. It does work with these. And you buy a ticket. You don't know what movie you're seeing. The only thing you know about the movie is what the rating is, roughly how long the movie is, and the time, the rating. Oh, and that it is an never before seen movie, which means it's a movie coming out in the next couple of weeks or months. So that's all the information you get. So you buy the ticket, go in blind, and you don't know what you're going to be seeing. So
I know we were kind of hoping it was going to be the Odyssey, but it was way too short. We knew it was too short.
The movie said it was roughly an hour and 37 minutes, and I was like, nowhere on God's green earth would Christopher Nolan make a movie that is an hour and 37 minutes.
Yeah, he didn't revolutionize the IMAX camera for an hour and 37 minutes.
He's like, you will be in the theater. Jeremy will sleep in this theater. That's how long my movies are. So it was kind of a fun little game for me to kind of Google upcoming movies and look for movies around that time. And I came up with a handful. One of them was this movie that I kind of suspected because of a story last week. And then another one was a movie that I really wanted to see that I know you do not want to see.
If it was a horror movie, I was going to leave.
Yeah, it's the new Evil Dead movie is coming out in the next couple of weeks, and that is around the time of the movie that we got.
Is that a zombie movie or is that a possession movie?
It's a possession movie.
Yeah, I'd be out.
So it turns out it was not the new Evil Dead movie. It was Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. This is the movie the week prior when I saw Supergirl that John Hamm came out of the theater to. I don't, because it's not even out yet. It comes out this week, but we saw it. I thought it was hilarious. It's one of those so stupid comedies that it's hilarious. Like, it's just completely bonkers, off the wall stupid. But I loved it, and I won't say too much about it, but there's kind of this little fun premise through the movie that as it goes along, I'm interested to see how long it takes somebody to catch on to what the premise of the movie is.
I don't know how it took me so long to understand.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, starting for me, there's a lot of little Easter eggs.
I mean, the best friend's name.
Yeah.
It's just rearrange the letters. It's, you know, I will say that I could have done without the narrator bit. But all in all, it is when you say like a movie is unapologetically dumb. They knew from the very beginning. They were like, we're gonna make a ridiculous movie, and it's gonna have this running theme to see if people catch on to it, and it's just gonna be crazy dumb, and it worked so well.
Yeah,
it's as much as like Stop That Train didn't work.
Yeah,
this did, and it's the same kind of thing. It's just dumb humor and like just situations that would never even exist, and great, hilarious.
So it's written and directed by Ken Marino, who did Wet Hot American Summer, and David Wayne. I'm sorry, directed by David Wayne, who did Red Hot American Summer, and written by him, and written by Ken Marino, who is Vincent in the movie, the second person she meets.
He's hilarious.
I love him.
And everything he does. He was in the other two.
Yes.
He cracks me up. He's great in this movie. He's like unhinged, crazy yelling. And
yes.
It's
if this helps, if you're trying to remember, I wonder who that is. I saw numerous times on Beyonce's internet, people call him the Temu Nathan Fillion. So once I read that, I looked at him, I was like, he kind of looks like Nathan Fillion, just off. So if you've seen Wet Hot American Summer, or he was in the show, I can't remember the name of it, where he's a cater waiter. They're like a cater company, and he's a cater waiter. And I can't remember the name of the show, but I've seen a couple episodes that cracked me up. But he's also one of the writers on that show. And it's just a good movie. He's hilarious. Everyone's hilarious. A lot of cameos.
Can we tell like a little bit of the premise of it? Like just sort of it's this couple that's in a small town, and they're madly in love with each other, and they're getting married, and they're talking about the sex pass because the girl, she's a hairdresser, her best friend told her about like the celebrity sex pass.
Yeah, everybody gets one celebrity they're allowed to cheat with.
And this couple's like, who's yours? Like, oh, well, you're my sex pass. I don't want anyone but you. And that's the whole thing. And then she's like, well, you like Friends or whatever. You like Jennifer Aniston, right? He's like, so I guess
did you catch who his first one was? So at first he says Tilda Swinton.
Yes.
If you know who Tilda Swinton is, I love Tilda Swinton. She's a great actress. She's nobody's celebrity sex pass.
Right.
So then they're going to Jennifer Aniston's book signing, and she goes, "Oh, you like Jennifer Aniston?" He goes, "Oh, okay, she's my sex pass." And his girlfriend picks Jon Hamm.
Right. But neither of them really cared. They just picked somebody.
No, it's kind of a throw-off comment. Yeah, almost like, oh, yeah, just this famous person.
So he ends up having sex with Jennifer Aniston at the book signing. And it's just so stupid.
And like, cause they're both like, why are you upset? I know. You knew that this was a possibility.
Jennifer Aniston said, oh, I'm sorry. He said you were okay with this. Are you not okay with it? Like as if, why not? I mean, like as if celebrities like were excited to find out who their sex pass.
Of course I'll sleep with you.
Oh yeah,
your sex pass.
You're like you're white. She's not gonna care. Well, fine not. And so it's just hilarious. So then she's told by a psychic that the only way she can get past this is if she has sex with her celebrity sex pass, and that's Jon Hamm. So the movie is about her quest to locate and have
going
sex
to
with
LA
Jon
to
Hamm.
meet Jon Hamm, so she can have sex with him.
And just the people like she meets Ken Marino, who is great in this. There's her best friend is played by Maya Gutierrez Riley, who is adorable in it. He's sort of the Gangle for the show, and great in it. And then someone else that they come across in it is Ben Wang. Apparently he was in the movie The Long Walk. Have you seen The Long Walk? I've wanted to see this. I want to see it. I've always wanted to see it. But he's just divine in it. I just really like him.
Most recently, he was in the new Karate Kid movie, for those who saw that.
Yeah, well, The Long Walk was... I think The Long Walk came out last year or something.
So did Karate Kid, but it may have come out after Karate Kid. It was only in the theater for like a few days.
Just really a good movie, I thought.
Really stupid, well fun.
Yeah, the perfect movie for something like this. To walk into something you don't know what it is, and this is what you get. Perfect.
Yes, I will say, if you are one of those people who partake either in drinking or marijuana, either one of those before the movie would make this even more hilarious.
Yeah. And as an audience member, might I ask if drinking is what it is that you do? Wait until it comes out on streaming and sit at home and get drunk and watch it.
Yeah. Also, if you're going to go to one of these AMC Screen Unseens, go in knowing you may not like the movie and don't text on your phone the first 15 minutes and then get up and walk out.
Oh my God.
That is so rude.
This one was so annoyed at the movie or something, or maybe somebody was supposed to meet her. They didn't show up. I don't know what it was, but she was so obnoxious that when she left, we thought she stole Jeremy's bag.
I thought she stole my bag. So I'm like looking at my feet, and I guess I kept hitting the chair in front of me. So she turned around. She goes, "Can you stop hitting my chair?" And I was like, "Oh." And I look at Rick, and I was like, "I think a lady stole my bag." So
we found
it.
We found it. Sorry,
yeah,
lady.
If you're going into this, it could be any movie, and that's part of the fun. And don't text your friends, because, yeah, she kept picking her phone up. She was to my left. She kept picking her phone up, so I leaned over and kept reading her text messages. And I think that's what made her leave. And that is what made me think she stole my bag.
Well, she kept putting her phone in her bag, but not all the way in her bag. So, like, the screen was still lit up, and it was just shining. It's like, so obnoxious.
So annoying.
You know, it's like it's always people. They're always talking or texting through the part where it says, "Put your phone away."
Yeah,
and I just want to be like, you should be listening to this part because in a couple of seconds they're talking to you. Anyway.
Yeah. So the other movie I saw this week was the new Minions and Monsters movie. If you're a fan of the Minions, or you're a fan of old Hollywood, you'll love this. It didn't do so well in its opening weekend, which is a shame, because it was really cute. And it's a throwback to old Hollywood. There's a lot of recreations of old. It reminded me, if anybody watched the Animaniacs, it was just these monsters who are tied to old Hollywood, and there's a lot of old references to old movies and TV shows. It was a good time. I went on 4th of July because I'm not a fireworks guy. So I went to the movie afterward because I worked and then went to the movie. And then I was leaving and it was dark out because I went and saw an evening show. And I was like, oh, it's a beautiful day, a beautiful evening. It's 4th of July. I'm going to walk to your apartment. I wasn't planning on walking the whole time because that's about 90 blocks. But I was like, I'll walk some of it and then I'll grab a bus or a train when I'm tired and then I'll head back. So as I'm walking for maybe about 20, 30 minutes. And the sky opens up and just starts to pour down rain. So I book it to the nearest bus station because that was there was a bus station right there, or a little bus stop. So I get under the little roof. There's probably about 7 or 8 of us under this little overhang. And we all have our MTA app up and we're looking, and the bus is like 12 minutes away. So we're all like, we're just going to take the bus because it's pouring rain. Ticks down, gets to like 2 minutes. And then it goes up to 15 minutes. And we're like, what the hell? Apparently the weather has the bus running late. So we're like, you know what? We'll wait the 15 minutes. Over the course, I won't say exactly how long because all time blended together at this point. But it kept ticking down. And when it got to 2 or 3 minutes, it would bump back up to like 12 minutes, 15 minutes. And one at a time, the people would break away from the group. They're like, you know what? I'm not waiting. And they would book it into the rain. And we'd be like, nope, it's still raining too hard. We're staying. And this went on until it was just 2 of us. It was me and this lovely lady in her scrubs. I'm assuming she just got off of work. And she's like, I am not running through the rain. I just worked a 12-hour shift. And she sat there with me. So we chatted a little bit. And we both had our little MTA app up. And it kept ticking down. And it got down to 1 minute. So we stood up and we're like, oh, finally. And the rain was starting to slow down, but it was still raining a little bit. And we looked down and we're trying to look at the bus and we don't see the bus. So we look at each other and we look down at our app and it said 45 minutes for the next bus.
Oh my God.
And she verbally goes, son of a bitch. And I agreed with her. Yes, that definitely is a son of a bitch. And she said, fuck it, I'm taking an Uber. And she ran across the street to a restaurant and she started calling an Uber. I thought we had bonded and built a rapport. So I thought maybe she'd offer to take me in her Uber. She did not. So the rain had slowed down. So I ran the 2 blocks to the nearest train station. I got on the train and it took me like 3 or 4 stops and then let me off because over 4th of July weekend, the one train was doing repairs between 138 and 168. So there were no stops along that. So I got off and there's a a tram, a shuttle bus that runs between those stops.
I see we're going to do this thing with my apartment that we did with yours. And over the course of a couple of episodes, we're going to let people narrow down where it is that I live.
That is the closest the circle's getting. I'm not using any more street numbers. Anyway, so I take the shuttle to 245 where you're at. So I go to take the shuttle, and there are so many people because of the rain that were taking the trains that there was easily maybe, I'm not even exaggerating, 100, 150 people who got off this train and were trying to get on the 2 shuttle buses they had. They were packing them in like sardines. And I was like, no, I am not playing that game. So I walked from where I was dropped off 3 states away to your apartment in Pennsylvania. The rain had stopped. It was just like a light mist, so I was fine with it. I was already wet. And then walked home, and you guys were here, and then we watched Andy and Anderson do their New Year's Eve style bring in the 4th of July, which was, I guess, it's America's 250, so everybody was making a big deal of it.
Yeah.
But they did like a New Year's Eve style countdown.
Yeah. I mean, they got to be careful with it. You don't want to oversaturate the market here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I feel like they could do 3 a year. Yeah. And I'd be all right with that.
This one, and maybe it's because the pressure of New Year's Eve wasn't attached. This one seemed way more unhinged than New Year's Eve.
And hilarious.
There was one of the reporters who were riding a bull and trying to get a gay guy to go home with her.
I love that. Apparently she always hits on gay guys, or she's like, oh, this sexy gay guy, because they send her to gay places. And then Anderson is always like, I keep telling her,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you're fighting the wrong battle here. It cracks me up. They did some like games that were hilarious. Barbara Walters came back from the dead.
Butter sculptures of them. It was just
it was ridiculous, and it was funny.
It was the Gail Daughtry of 4th of July events. But then neither one of us stayed up till midnight. It was like 11 and we were like, it's been a long day. And then we went to bed, and that was separately. That sounded weird. We went to separate rooms. And that was my 4th of July. We listened to fireworks out the window because there was a lot of fireworks outside the window. But
I think the last one I heard. Guy. The last one I heard was 8:30 a.m.
Yeah, they went all night.
All night.
This city, they were celebrating the 250. They were digging it.
Do you know what we kept saying? Like, Dylan and I kept looking at each other every time it would get real
We're
bad.
going to call the cops?
No, we'd be like, I mean, it's like we would, but what are they going to do? You know? And we're like,
they were already out there setting the fireworks off.
Well, I think they were out there on the streets, and there were things happening. Like they were stopping some things from happening. But we would look at each other and be like, I bet it doesn't sound like this on the Upper West Side. We're like,
I will say, for the time I was there, but it was early in the day. It was early in the night. There was a little bit of fireworks, but not like here. It was crazy.
Not like here. I mean, it was like a war zone here. Mm-hmm. It was so intense. And those poor dogs, like, we're like, well, let's walk the dogs, because it would be like lightly raining, and we're like, well, maybe this is a good time to do it because maybe there won't be all this noise. And like, Becky literally cowered in a corner of like a stoop and was shaking. And we had to pick her up and walk her because we were walking her towards, it still has a video of it. We're walking her towards these fireworks going off, and she's like, what are you doing? Like, no. And it's just like, why? What's the purpose of it? But like the streets were blocked off. Like the cops blocked streets off as if to say, take your Disney style homemade fireworks and set them off right next to people's apartments. And I just don't understand. I mean, I don't know if you saw these, but they were boxes that probably had like
with the big tubes. You showed me,
50 tubes in this big box, and people were just lighting it, and it's just shooting up. I was so surprised.
I would never call the cops or try to get someone in trouble, but are New York fireworks laws different than Florida? Because in Florida, you can't. It's illegal to have those kind of fireworks, that like the big Disney spectacle ones,
which I would have thought for sure. Like here, when you set off in a street here, like you're really just, they could fly into people's apartments, right?
Yeah.
So I would think that's why I kept saying to Jen, I was like, well, maybe we'll go to the fireworks, because like the Macy's fireworks, because it can't be that bad. I mean, how bad can it be? The laws have to be more strict in New York for
It's a liberal
fireworks.
town.
Right.
Lock it down.
No, they were like, hey, come shoot your AR-15s from the rooftops.
Yeah.
And it was insane. It was crazy.
Fireworks and
I saw a comedian post
sparklers and
a comedian posted something. It's like, can we go back to just having sparklers at your house? I'm like,
Right.
I don't want to sound like that guy. Actually, I do, because I don't care. I'm settling well into my 51-year-old middle-aged guy sort of mentality, and it's like, yeah, can we just not? I don't drink. I don't have kids. Like, there's like the fun of seeing things explode is sort of gone.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, you shoot a watermelon out of a cannonball into like Steve-O's face. I would watch that.
Yeah.
But
not with these watermelon prices. Like $10 for a watermelon. No, thank you.
Do you know, 2 blocks that way, it's $7.99. Just let you know. Oh, now we've narrowed it into a 2-block radius. So everybody's gonna go looking for those $79
they're gonna look for the $7.99 and the $10 watermelon, and they're gonna narrow it down.
Oh, and look at all the fireworks debris. This has got to be it.
I mean,
Anyway.
as is, they already know I'm moving to the top of a hill in the Bronx, up from the giant super Target. They'll find me before they find you.
Yeah, I'm glad that you found the bus for that place. I was worried about you in an icy rain. What was going to happen?
Oh my god! I didn't even think once it ices over.
Yeah,
that's gonna be I'm gonna
have
get
to
a
wear
sled,
golf
and that's
shoes.
how I will get down.
No, you end up in the interstate.
Oh, there is an expressway you cross that's
Yeah.
very dangerous, but it's an overpass, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Damn it! I keep giving tidbits. No, I mean I'm in Far Rockaway in Queens. Come see me.
Oh, that's so funny.
Anyway, how was your week?
It's good.
Not Jeremy Wise.
Yeah, things are, just so we have a construction update, things are moving along. They're not moving along 100% correctly, but they're moving along, and there's drywall up and things are going great. So they're working again, which is nice. Although I don't know if they're working today, and I don't know if they're not working today because of a text message I sent this morning where I was like, hey, this doesn't look right. But it's all good. It's good. It's coming together very nicely, and it looks really good. And I will always say that I'm very happy we waited for the variance. I mean, it'll end up being like a year-long project to get this done, but it's worth the wait. So that's pretty cool. I decided, I think it was Saturday, Dylan was working all day. You were out doing stuff all day, and I was like, I'm gonna go to TKTS and see if I could catch a show. There was a couple of shows I wanted to see. And so I was like, I'll just see, if there's something, because it's not too expensive if you're just by yourself, right? So I go to Lincoln Center because that's always like go to the TKTS in Lincoln Center because it opens earlier,
shorter lines,
and it's a shorter line. Except it wasn't open on the 4th of July, so I get there at like 10:45, and it's like, oh, it's the 4th of July, it's not open. So I had to go to the one at Times Square, which was open, and people have plans, so it wasn't too long of a line. If I'd gotten there like 15 minutes early, I think it would have been a shorter of a line. So I was kind of disappointed when I got up to the thing, and I was like, okay, they have Schmigadoon. We weren't impressed with the performance on the Tonys.
Yeah,
but I was like, but
not exciting.
Let's look in the context of the whole show. Let's see if it's won Best Musical, so let's give it a shot. But the only seats they had available, they had one seat in row 4 of mezzanine in the center, or one on the side in the mezzanine. And I almost didn't take it, but then I thought, what else am I going to do? I might as well just go. Like, when am I going to come back and see it? So I grabbed the ticket, and I'm glad that I did, because it's in the Nederlander Theater, which I haven't been in since I saw Rent 100 times back when I lived here before. And the theater is small.
Yeah.
So the 4th row of the mezzanine, I could clearly see everyone's face. So it was really not a bad seat at all.
That's how, when I saw Death Becomes Her, I was in the mezzanine, but it's a small theater. So yeah, you could see their faces, and with a big, like with Death Becomes Her or with Schmigadoon, because the sets and the big dance numbers are kind of the big spectacle of the show. It's kind of good to be up in the mezzanine because you can see everything together.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I was fine with that too. There was a guy in it from So You Think You Can Dance. I forgot to tell Jen about that, which I'll have to do because we used to watch that together, and so that was pretty cool. It's got let's see who's in it. So it stars Alex Brightman, who was the original Beetlejuice in the Broadway production, and I could totally see it now that when I looked that up. And then Sarah Chase, who was the original Myrtle in The Great Gatsby. But so they play. The premise of the show is like they're this couple. You watch the beginning. They meet. They fall in love. They move in together, and they don't get married. But all of her friends are getting married and having kids, and they're not getting married. And she feels like their relationship is stale. And he's like, "What? Everything's fine. Why does everything have to be like a fantasy?" And blah blah blah. So she wants them to go on this couples retreat. And so they go on the couples retreat, they get lost in the woods, and they come upon the town of Smigadoon, where every day is a musical. And he hates musicals, she loves them. So his disdain for this town is hilarious. But the premise is they can't leave until if something very specific happens. And so they're trying to make this specific thing happen throughout the show. And it turns out to be hilarious and wonderful. And I'm so glad that I went to see it. I think that they could have made so many different choices to perform the Tonys to get people to come and see the show. But I think they just wanted to, they're like, oh, let's throw Anna Gasteyer's thing in there, and because that's fun, but let's get the big Schmigadoon number in there because people like that. There's so much about the show that is funny and great that I think people should go see it for sure. One thing I'd like, there's definitely an LGBT storyline, LGBTQ, between a couple of characters, and there's this theme of coming out and this whole idea of repression and stuff that's really interesting. It's sort of like, it's definitely a show that's very lighthearted, but has a very real and very serious message behind it. That's interesting. Also, there's a guy in it, Ivan Hernandez. He's from Elsbeth, so I know that.
Oh, nice.
When I see somebody from a show that I watch, I'm like, oh, they can sing. Yeah, great. And I'll tell you, Anna Gasteyer, is that her name? Anna Gasteyer? She really can sing. She's so good.
We were talking about this. I love her on SNL when she was on. And I saw her do a benefit concert where she was doing her Celine Dion impersonation, because that's what she did. She was on SNL. Her big thing was Celine Dion. And then she started singing Celine Dion songs, and the voice on her blew me away. I did not know she was that great of a singer.
Yeah, it's definitely a good show. This is a good show. So then on...
I was just going to say, with that one, because that's based on an Apple TV show that ran for 2 seasons, the main characters in the TV show are Keegan-Michael Key and Cecily Strong. If you like the Broadway musical, you should check out some of it. I saw a couple episodes when it was on Apple TV because Joey, my brother, was he's a big fan of musicals. He was a big fan of the show. And I watched a couple when I had Apple TV, and it's a really funny show. The two of them I love both of them. They're hilarious. But you should check the series out. I think you'd like it.
I will. I believe I watched the first episode and Jen wanted to, and I just don't think I was so impressed that I continued. But now that I've seen this show, I probably will look at it a different light.
It's also got Christian Chenoweth and Alan Cummings in it and Ariana DeBose. So it's got a stacked cast. It's an SNL produced show. So yeah, definitely check it. I think you'd like it.
I'll have to check that out. Have you ever been to Century 21?
The realtor?
The discount department store.
No, I did not know Century 21 was a discount. I thought it was just a realtor.
Yeah, they can be. Shout out to
a former. No, that was Century 20th Century Fox. That's what I was thinking. I was like, weren't they a film studio?
There's this. I used to know this store, and it was very popular back when I lived here before, because it was right outside the World Trade Center, which I'm assuming got demolished when the World Trade Center fell. Yeah. But they've opened a new one down the street from the new World Trade Center. And so I think Danny was talking about it, and like, oh, you should check that out because it's discount designer clothes. So we went there, and it definitely is discount designer clothes. Like it's 50 to 75% off of discount designer clothes.
Like from legit designers or like knockoff?
No, legit designers.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're all in those sections. But do you want to know that, 75% off of a $500 t-shirt is still outside of my price range. Yeah. So it was like we didn't buy anything. It was pointless. I mean, the only thing that they had belts, because the whole thing is we were actually looking for belts, but they had Steve Madden belts, which isn't like a high designer. Those were like $12.99, but it was still like $120 for Calvin Klein belts and stuff like that. But those belts were $300 normally. So they're greatly discounted. It's a great store. It's very clean and nice, but it was still out of my price range.
A good time to go to that store is when during the holiday season, when sales are up for commission-based jobs, wink, wink, to go there for like Christmas gifts and be like, oh, I got you a $900 pantsuit that ends up costing you $50.
I did go to Dylan's job and walked around, and I legit found a T-shirt that was $520, and I loved it though. It's a Burberry T-shirt, and it's like a light brown color, but it's got like the Burberry stripe down the sides right here. And I was like, this is really nice. And he's like, I get a discount, and I was like, so it's only $380? Like, what am I?
Are you familiar?
Also, I go to 3 shows before I go in and do that.
Are you familiar with the history of the Burberry the Burberry pattern?
No.
I watched a documentary on it. You should watch it. The history of how it was like super exclusive, and they, Burberry was like this brand that seemed untouchable, and then they hired a new CEO. And he's the one who started putting the Burberry pattern on less expensive things so that people who can't afford luxury brands could feel like they had luxury brands. And it tarnished the whole thing. And they end up firing that CEO and bringing a new CEO in who made it exclusive again, which is why you don't see the pattern as much as you used to. It's a fascinating documentary. I think I watched it on YouTube, but I think it was like put on YouTube from one of the streamers. But it's really interesting, the whole history of that Burberry pattern.
Huh. Well, they do have some nice patterns.
They do.
I like the pattern. I don't necessarily care for the browns and the reds and that sort of stuff. But like they do some blue versions, and I really like those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, we walked around the financial district because, when I lived here before, the financial district wasn't a place to walk around. It was just legit offices.
It's a place for business,
right? But it's totally different now, and so we found this place. It's called the Malt House, a restaurant we ate at. It was super good. I got super sick. Usually if I say a place is really good and the food's really good, it means I ate too much of it and it was bad food, and I got really sick. So that happened. But then we went, this is so stupid too, I didn't plan this. We had tickets to see a show. When you hear like you have tickets to see a show, you feel like it's in one of 2 places, right? The Village or Midtown.
Sure.
Yeah, no. This show that we had tickets for that started at 7 was at PAC NYC, which is at the World Trade Center.
Oh, really?
So we had to go. We went back to the house to walk the dogs, and we had like 20 minutes to change before we had to go right back to where we were to go see the show. Damn. So the show we went to go see was Julia, the Poison Queen of Palermo. And it's apparently a true story about a woman who helped the people of her town, women who were trapped in marriages that were abusive. She would give them this arsenic potion that they would put into their husbands' drinks and kill them so that they can get out of this thing they were in. And it's a fascinating story, but the reason we went to go see it is because it was written and starred Jennifer Nettles from Sugarland fame, and I love the song Stay. So, and I kept seeing clips of a song that she wrote in this, and I'm like, God, she's got such a good voice. I've got to go see this. And I just got to say, it is miraculous. At intermission, I looked at Dylan and I was like, this is an off-Broadway show. And he's like, yes. And I said, Silverback Mountain was an off-Broadway show. What the fuck?
Those are the same thing.
The difference. I mean, what was really cool about this too is I'll say the set had a very opera feel to it. It was very tall. and dark. And they did this really cool thing because there were all these different places that things took place, but the set didn't really change. There were 3 doors that would swing open, and I don't know how to describe them. They're kind of like church doors where they go straight up and then sort of arch like that. Yeah. And there were 3 of them side by side. And so they would close the doors. And what they would do is on the back side of it, they would change the scene. So when the doors opened, it either looked like the inside of a shop or it looked like, a park somewhere or whatever. It was really great the way that they did that so that they could transform the space without distracting you. But it really was like if Broadway and Les Mis, which I know is Broadway, but Broadway and Les Mis and the opera had a threesome and produced a child, it would be this show. It was just very it was very all of those things. It had a very Les Mis sort of feel to it, a very tragic kind of tale of this poor woman who was just trying to do good things for her family and her life, and just kept getting like, I think if you're a person who blames women for everything. So, and I think that there are men in the world that are
and
like
who
that.
Doesn't?
Then you would probably hate this show because there's actually a character in it that basically is like, I have an STD because a woman made me have sex with her.
How dare she?
She her words and her wily ways like lured the goodness out of me. And
how dare she shake that cleavage at me? I'm a weak man.
Yeah, it's like the two like men, like main male characters. These are terrible people and treated women terribly. So like if you follow that philosophy, you wouldn't like this. But this is really like, and there's this great song about like in this tale, the hero was the girl and the girl said it was so fucking good. Yeah. It's just really great. And I think it's a great show for people to see. There was a girl sitting next to Dylan. She was from Iowa and she came to New York to see that show because she loves Jennifer Nettles. And she saw it on Thursday and she went back again and saw it on Sunday because it was so good. And it really was that. It's really worth I can't wait for the soundtrack. I hope that there is a soundtrack because it's just that good.
Yeah. I wonder if it's on its way, because what I've noticed, things that go on like are off Broadway you have 2 types of off Broadways. You have the off Broadway that's on its way to Broadway, which it sounds like this might be like, they're tweaking it and then taking it to Broadway. And then you have like what we saw. It's like, hey, we don't have a Fringe Festival going on, but we really want you to see this experimental show. So we're going to throw it in an off-Broadway theater.
Yeah, there's definitely off-Broadway that's workshopping its way. Range. It's workshopping its way to Broadway. And then there's the I have a lot of money or I have a little bit of money and a big desire.
Yes.
And so I don't mean to trash that show so much. It was just that awful. But Julia, so good. I mean, I'm telling you, like the music, it sounds like an uppity or not, like a stuffy period piece kind of a show.
Yeah.
But it's also had like a real Hamilton feel to it too. There's like some sort of like rappy exchanges between some people, even reminded me of like some songs in Jesus Christ Superstar. Like it's just so good. So go see it. It's definitely worth it. I got a couple of lists. And we keep like kicking the can on them. Do you want to do one of them? Do you want to do 2 of them, or you want to kick the can? Because I don't want to get in the way of you seeing Apartments.
No, you're good. She has not gotten back to me yet.
So we won't do too many guessing games with this. So here are the 2 lists, and you tell me which one you want to do or which one you want to do first. So I've got top 5 movie musical castings that work and 5 that killed the movie.
Yeah,
so
let's
do that
one.
So that's one list. And then the other list is these are the most expensive neighborhoods to live in.
Let's do the musical one since we've been talking a lot about musicals. It ties in.
All right, and we can.
It's our own personal schmigadoon.
So this is according to Miss Mojo. Do you ever watch the Miss Mojo
Love
videos?
Miss Mojo, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to completely disagree with so many of this, especially the bad ones. But we'll do it like, I don't know. You want to do?
Are these movie musicals or like Broadway music? Okay,
movie musicals. I mean, obviously they were. I mean, most of them are Broadway musicals, but we're talking about the movie versions. Casting.
Okay.
So, the way they do it in the video is they do 5 for both, and then 4 for both, and then 3 for both, and then 2, and then honorable mentions.
Gotcha. Back and forth.
So we could go back and forth, or we could just go through.
Let's start with the worst, because I feel like all 5 are probably going to come from the movie Cats. So you tell me how many are from Cats, and I'll tell you who they are.
Not one.
This is a false list. I don't approve of it.
Which is why I disagree with a lot of it. Like, you couldn't have. You're not going to tell me. I love Jennifer Hudson, but you're not going to tell me there's some scary shit.
Oh, forget that. Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
they made
this
whole big deal about Taylor Swift being in Cats, and she's terrible in it.
Now, I will tell you that somebody in Cats is on the list of terrible.
Okay, and this is male or female, right?
Yeah, male or female.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, James Corden from The Prom.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's number 4.
Okay. Now, I don't agree with this one, but I know when this
I don't agree with James Corden either, by the way. I don't think that he was terrible in Prom.
I don't think he was terrible. But
I think people are just
I stand by the fact that if I was casting the show, Nathan Lane should have been cast. No one else.
You know what? Absolutely. He would have been, there were probably better people, but I think the reasoning that people focus on James Corden in this is because he's straight. Yeah. And that he's stereotyped the roles. But do you think if Nathan Lane played that he would have not played it?
Oh, no. Nathan Lane would have played it exactly that way. But the entire time I was watching it, I was like, James Corden is doing Nathan Lane in that role.
Well, yeah.
But
I also think James Corden is a little Queenie himself.
Yeah, there's this thing with James Corden where he just has a negative vibe with him all the time. Same thing with Jimmy Fallon. Whenever they're tied to something, people automatically hate it. Or Jared Leto's the same way. They're attached, and then you hate it.
And I have no proof of this. I just always think Jimmy Fallon's high.
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
And not like weed.
Yeah.
Uppers.
I don't agree with this, but I know when the movie came out, there was a lot of contention with this. But Meryl Streep in Mamma Mia.
Not on the list.
Meryl Streep in Into the Woods.
Meryl Streep is not on either list.
Meryl Streep in The Prom. No Meryl Streep.
That's why I'm telling you, like, there are definitely worse ones. Like, so I agree with this one because I've recently watched a clip of this and learned. So number 5 of the worst. Yeah, there are the number 5 and number 1 are absolutely correct, and you're going to kick yourself for not guessing number 1. So maybe it'll come to you. Number 5, Elizabeth Taylor in A Little Night Music. Yeah, she's not a singer, and they put her in a Sondheim musical. Not great. Yeah. Number 4 is James Corden for The Prom. Number 3 is a one that is very popular for people to complain about, but I disagree because I thought the movie was fine. And that's Madonna
in Evita.
Yeah,
I love Madonna in Evita.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lie, I love that movie. I think the castings are all perfect. I love the direction. Although you did remind me as you were saying that. I just lost it. It just fell out of my head. I had it and it fell out. Shit.
Did it fall out around 213th Street, right around the corner from where I live?
I know that what was just in my head is number 1 on the list, and it fell out.
No.
I don't even know where that thought went, but it popped in as you were saying.
Man or a woman?
It's a woman.
Then it's not number 1.
No, I'm sorry, it's not. It's Russell Crowe.
Yeah. It's 100% Russell Crowe.
Les Miserables.
Russell Crowe's number 1. That's the worst. Number 2, worst is also really bad. But I don't think it wouldn't come to you because it's not, you may not even know that he did this. But it's Gerard Butler in Phantom of the Opera.
I did know he did that, and that he's not terrible in that.
Yeah, but this one Caitlin jumps in with he was great in that.
I will say that the two leads, the girl from that TV show, I have Shameless. She plays
she
Christine.
is in that.
She's
show.
good. And then the guy Patrick Wilson, he plays Raoul. He's amazing too. You want to know something about that movie? Also, Minnie Driver plays the main opera singer lady. Not her voice. Not her voice.
Speaking or singing? I'm just kidding.
Dubbed.
That'd be funny.
Dubbed.
Do you know that there was an entire episode of Modern Family where they dubbed in Mitch's voice, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, because he was sick or he had torn a vocal cord or something, and they had to film. So they filmed it, and then they went back in and dubbed his voice in when he was feeling better.
That.
Very fascinating. So honorable mentions for the worst. I totally disagree with this. Emma Watson in Beauty and the Beast.
I kind of agree. I mean, I love Emma Watson. Her voice isn't great. She's not a singer.
Oh, I thought she was fine in it. They just said she was too one-dimensional. And then I never saw this, but Daniel Day-Lewis in 9.
9 was atrocious. 9 got nominated for Best Musical at the Golden Globe, so I watched it for that purpose, and it is such a terrible movie.
All right, here we go. These are the top 5 best. So these are the ones that worked. The other ones killed the movie. These are, and I got to say that, I mean, everything about this, some of it's interesting, like weird, like that it would make the list because it's a no-brainer. But go for it. 1 through 5.
Anne Hathaway and Les Mis.
No, in fact, they talked about Anne Hathaway right before they talked about Russell Crowe being the worst. They were like, nope, it's not her.
She's so good.
I think they were saying that they struggled with the live singing, which was the problem. I thought it was great. I actually want to go watch it now. I love it. I'm going to see Les Mis in less than a month.
It's available free on YouTube.
They're doing the arena tour.
Concert,
yeah, at Radio City.
And
Jen's coming up.
all over the trains.
Yeah, Jen's coming up. It's gonna be great.
Let's see. Liza Minnelli from Cabaret.
Number 4. It was like a breakout role for her. They thought she was too young to do it, but because she won like an Oscar, I think, for some show, they were like, well, let's cast her in that.
She won an Oscar
and
for
then
that.
she won an Oscar in this.
Yeah, she had won a Tony for
gotcha.
For whatever she was in. Yeah.
Okay. So she's number 4.
I mean, Barbara Streisand from Funny Girl, is she in that?
She's number 1.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I was gonna say that. Yeah, that's her. That's her thing. That's her.
You don't get better than Baps, I guess. Number 5 is iconic. Like number 5 is like every other person that plays this role is judged by how well they do it versus this person. It is when you hear
what
it.
What year did the movie come out?
I'm gonna assume the 70s.
Or
60s. I don't know. It's a cult classic. It's huge.
Rocky Horror?
Yeah. It's
it's
Tim Curry,
Tim Curry.
as Dr. Frankenfurter. So that's number 5. Number 4 is Liza Minnelli. Number 3 was a breakout role for somebody. She did not get cast in the movie that they thought she was going to get cast in before this. That went to Audrey, not Hepburn, the other one.
Katharine Hepburn?
No, Audrey Hepburn, right.
Audrey Hepburn. Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music.
Not The Sound of Music.
Mary
Poppins. Yeah. And so that was her film debut. They thought she was going to get
My Fair Lady. They put Audrey
she ended
Hepburn.
up getting Mary Poppins, and then she won the Oscar for that.
Another thing, Audrey Hepburn, her singing voice is dubbed in that because she got in there and sang, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
They should have done that with Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're down to number 2, which is also
male or female?
Female.
Okay.
Probably
are all the top
one
5 female?
Not well. I mean, I don't know. Tim Curry.
Oh, Tim Curry. Oh,
kind of. Before you guess number 2, we'll do the honorable mentions. The honorable mentions were Andrew Garfield in Tick Tick Boom.
He's pretty good in that, yeah.
And then John Cameron Mitchell as Hedwig.
Okay.
which I thought was weird because I'm like, well, I mean, who else was going to play it? He wrote it. And then Jaime Topol for Fiddler on the Roof. Those are the honorable mentions. So then number 2, iconic. Like, it's probably, people say it's one of the best musicals to movies ever.
Chicago?
Yes.
Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. That's that list.
I will say I think Catherine Zeta-Jones does amazing in that movie. I think the best singer in that movie is Queen Latifah.
Oh, God, yes.
Her voice is amazing in that movie.
Queen Latifah's great. I stopped watching The Voice, but I think she's on it now. And I might go back and watch it.
She's going to be on
because I really like Queen Latifah. And when, like her song in Hairspray. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's great.
She got nominated for an Oscar for Chicago also. Absolutely. And I love Catherine Zeta-Jones in that movie. Definitely think Queen Latifah should have gotten the Oscar.
Yeah.
It's great.
So.
Anyway, yeah, we'll do the other list next week. But yeah, that's a good list. Good list.
I'm like, do I have notes on this film that we watched?
I hope so.
On the printer, right behind me.
There we go.
did. So in addition to all of the entertainment that we have regaled you with so far, we you know what's funny is sometimes we end up talking more about the shows that aren't our assignment than we do about the actual show that we're covering in theory. Yeah.
We do.
Anyway, that's my air quotes. It was a little weird.
I saw that. Your fingers were a little wonky, but that's okay.
A little wonky. So
as you get older, it's harder to keep track of this.
You watched the TikTok video.
Okay, so yes, for those who don't know, I enjoy the talks and the ticks, and I'm scrolling.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yes, I did learn this week as we get into this. I had been when I lived with Chris. One of our favorite things to do was to turn the TV on and have the volume turned down. Not all the way down, but enough for you to hear it. And then I would be on one end of the couch, he'd be on the other, and we would be on our phones scrolling. I was informed by Chris that when I listen to TikToks, my TikToks are very loud. So I turned them down. So apparently what Chris considers a loud volume for TikToks and what Rick considers loud are different, because when I turned it down, Chris, whether he was just like, okay, whatever, do whatever you're doing, or
he just
was
gave
like,
up.
He might have just given up, because he never said anything. So I'm staying here, and I pull my TikToks up, and I turn the volume down, but I make sure they're loud enough I can hear them. Apparently, that's still quite loud. So we're walking through Target yesterday. We walked by the electronic department. Rick goes, "Oh, I meant to ask you, do you need a pair of headphones? Do you not own a pair?" And I said, "Oh, no, I have a pair of headphones." And he goes, "Oh, because you're always listening to your TikToks and you never have headphones in." And I was like, are they loud?
I think what I actually said as we passed I saw an ad for earphones, and I was like, oh right, I needed to say, and I said, not that I don't love listening to your TikTok videos, but do you have a pair of headphones? Because I'll get you some.
I thought he was saying, I know times are hard and money's tight. Do you want me to buy you a gift of headphones? And what he was saying is, I know you own headphones. Put the fucking things on. So I didn't realize. So I felt like, for Friends fans, I felt like when Ross moves in with Chandler and Joey, and I'm like, you're like, and I was like, just tell me if it's too loud. I didn't even notice. I'll just pop. So this morning, I'm watching one of my videos. I got my earbuds in, and I hear, hey. And I was like, what? And Rick was trying to get my attention. I was like, oh yeah. But yeah, so I do have earbuds. I had them in this morning. I will wear them. I did not realize that it was so loud. Anyway,
good.
All that to say, I saw a TikTok, and so I was scrolling through TikTok, and a clip from a movie comes up. The movie is called Griffin in Summer. And I didn't realize it until we were watching it, that it's the opening scene of this movie. And the movie is about Griffin, obviously Griffin in Summer, this 14-year-old aspiring playwright who is writing a play, and he is bossy and sassy and all the wonderful little adjectives that they use for gay kids before they call them gay. And he's doing this clip of his show. So he wrote a play called Regrets of Autumn. And as he describes it in the movie, it's Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf meets American Beauty. And the clip starts that he's at his high school talent show. And the scene is a husband and wife arguing. And they're arguing about the husband having an affair and the wife having a drinking problem. And at a point in it, the husband says, I know you blame me for the miscarriages, but they weren't my fault. And at the end of the scene, he goes, Walter, they weren't miscarriages. They were abortions. They were abortions. And he yells it. And then he says, thank you. And the whole school's just like, what the fuck was that?
It is brilliant.
It is hilarious.
It's the perfect. So anyway, that watching that clip, and then you showed me the clip, and then we're like, oh, well, we've got to watch this movie. And so when the movie starts, it's the talent show, but the first people in the talent show are singing a Peter Cetera song, "The Glory of Love" from Karate Kid 2, and it's very bad. It's just bad, and it's hilarious.
It is a boyfriend and a girlfriend. The girlfriend is very conservative, has the sweater with the blonde hair and the ponytail, and the boyfriend is very obviously zesty. Gay. Yeah. He is very zesty.
I think I looked at Jeremy and I was like, do you think she knows her boyfriend's gay? But it was just bad. And then at the end of it, everyone clapped and like, that was so good. And the guy came out on stage and he's like, wow, what a way to start. What a great thing. And now we have this guy. And then he comes out and it's like, you got to watch the TikTok. Just watch the TikTok video if you don't want to watch the whole movie.
I'll send it to Caitlin. Maybe we'll throw it up on the socials so people can see it. The TikTok alone is hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it's like this kid, like he nails it. Like he's a kid. He's like 11 years old, but he understands the plight of a man who's been beat down by an alcoholic woman and an alcoholic woman whose life has been beat down by a cheating husband, and he nails them. The subtext behind his eyes and everything, the way he goes in and out of the characters. I just kept thinking, this kid is such a good actor, and like really, like just in that minute and a half made us want to watch the whole movie. Mm-hmm. So he's great. Anyway, Everett Blanc is the kid's name.
Yes.
And he should just be in every movie ever made. He's great.
Yeah. I don't know what else he has been in, because currently as I hover over his name, he does not have a Wikipedia page.
No, he's been in some things.
Well, somebody should do a Wikipedia page for him.
He's got an IMDb. What is his name again? Everett Blanc.
Everett Blanc. Blunck. He has a best friend, Kara. Kara is played by Abby Ryder Fortson, which this is a little tidbit I learned about this movie as I was researching it, that for Marvel fans will find this hilarious. So Abby Ryder Fortson played Ant-Man's daughter in the first two Ant-Man movies. She was recast in the third movie, which was kind of a little bit of a controversy in the movies. She was recast with Catherine Newton, who plays Chloe in this very movie. Both Cassie Langs are in this movie.
Huh.
So I thought that was funny that they
was this movie made after this change?
Nope. This was after this change. So
wow.
I really respect the fact that the two actresses could smooth this Marvel feud and be in a movie together.
Was one of them Joanna Cullen?
Joanna. No, it was Abby and Catherine. So it was Kara, his best friend, and then Brad's girlfriend.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
So Kara and Griffin, they're best friends. Griffin is writing this play. Kara's going to direct it. And then they recruit their three other friends. I wrote their names down here. Where are they? Good Lord, where did the names go? Oh, here they Winnie, Pam, and Tyler. And they're going to be the cast of this play.
Fucking Tyler. I love this movie.
I don't like
much.
I don't like the way that Griffin treated his friends. They're his friends. He should have been nicer. But Tyler is a shitty actor. Not the guy who plays Tyler. Gordon Rocks, you're a good actor. The character Tyler is a shitty actor. I'd have fired him too.
I just think like the cast, they're so young and they've done such a good job.
Good. Yeah.
They're so good at being so bad. And I just like I'm so curious, like how do they know how to be this way? Like how does this kid know how to be the most awkward, sciencey, nerdy? So the whole thing is like they do this every summer. Like this guy writes a show and they all do it every summer, but they're all getting older, and they're getting to late middle school and they have other things they want to do. So one guy wants to go to science camp and this girl wants to go spend time with her boyfriend and all of this and he just wants to do this, and so he treats his friends poorly because he feels like he's losing them, and he puts
together a rehearsal schedule for them for the summer to rehearse this play. The rehearsal schedule is 60 hours that week because, as he tells Kara, that is equity standards. And that is what all actors do. And she's like, dude, calm down. So in the midst of this, you learn over the course of this movie, the reason that Griffin is so good at writing these dramatic pieces is because he's just writing his life. His parents have a very tumultuous relationship. The marriage is breaking apart. Dad's out cheating. Mom drinks wine. There's a scene where he comes out and he says, hey, I need you to take me to this place where he's going to meet with his friends tomorrow morning at 10. And she's got a tall glass of wine. It's like in the middle of the afternoon. She's got, I say, as I've got an wine glass in the middle of the afternoon. And she's like, drinking the wine, and she's like, I can't handle this right now. She's obviously dealing with the struggles of her marriage by drinking. The father is not there. He's always away on business. I use air quotes because the business is probably as Griffin would write, the whore he's meeting with.
Oh my God. Is it okay to tell some of these things? I just love this movie so much.
The movie's been out for 2 years now.
When she says, when the finally like the parents are confronting each other, and she's like, is she younger than me? Is she prettier than me? And the father goes,
oh my God, that fucking
You know what? You want to do this? Fine. She is younger than you. She is prettier than you. And I was like, what?
And Griffin's at the top of the stairs listening to the whole thing. And it's as it goes on and you see the troubles his mom's going through and the fights that the parents have. And he meets this guy. His mom hires Brad, who's this 25-year-old failed performance artist actor from New York who moves back to their town. You start to see throughout the course of the movie, Griffin is adding all of these real world interactions into his script. And that's his way of dealing with the trauma in his life. From the clip, even though he talks about abortions, it felt very much like, and the trailer, it feels like one of those Disney movie kind of things, like edgy Disney, like that one movie we watched about the gay kid who wants to be on Broadway.
And he went to New York to. So
it feels edgy, but it also, the trailer makes it feel like it's still a lighthearted movie, and this thing gets fucking deep and like very heavy, and a lot of really interesting conversations. The kid never specifically says I'm gay, but he confesses his love to Brad, and not just his acting and not just his mind, but his body. It gets really weird. But it's like very real. And the actor who plays Griffin, he's 14 in the movie, but I don't know if that's what his real age is. But he plays a 14-year-old, and he's just he just plays it so well. And the whole interactions with him and Brad, if I don't know if you don't watch horror movies, but he's been in a shit ton of Stephen King adaptations. He was the bully kid in both It movies. He was the creepy weirdo in The Stand. He played a good guy in The Cell, but he's been in a bunch of Stephen King adaptions. And he definitely has the face of a Stephen King character. I can't describe it, but if you want to know what a Stephen King character looks like, look him up. He looks Stephen King character.
He looks like the guy that would play the bully in a Stephen King show. Mm-hmm. Like Kiefer Sutherland was the bully in Stand By Me. It's that kind of thing.
He has a Kiefer Sutherland look to him. Yeah. But everybody in this movie is like on their game. Like they're really good, and they all hit the very dramatic and the comedic beats.
I just gotta say, I saw a video Kiefer Sutherland put on social media recently, and he's in some city in a different country, and he's like, "Hey, this is a place I like to come, and it's one of my favorite places." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "No, you can't be a real person. You're a jackass, and 90% of the movies that you're in, we don't want to hear what you like. I want to hear what you blew up." Like,
yeah, it's he seems like, because he plays a villain in like 90% of his movies, but when you see him in interviews and stuff, he seems like the nicest fucking person.
And even in TV, even when he's being the nice guy, like in 24, he's a dick. Yeah. Anyway, sidetrack there, but yeah, so this guy was good. I didn't know anything he was in, but he definitely has a fucked up life. His whole story is hilarious. Like his acting style, his performance art it's worth watching the movie just to watch that. I mean, I forget the words. It reminds me of the Trump 5 words that they run together. It's like house, Paris, something. And he just screams, and it's crazy performance art. There's this scene right where he's like in a diaper and he's showing the kid his performance video.
Yeah, a clip from one of his performance pieces.
And he's wearing a diaper and he's screaming and he reaches in back and he pulls out a baby. Because it's baby it's house Paris baby, and he's just screaming this, and then he pulls this thing out, and the whole time I'm just like, this is crazy, because you were thinking he was gonna pull out like
he's wearing a diaper. I thought he was gonna pull shit out, because first he pulls an egg out of his mouth and he throws it at the wall. And then he vomits in a bucket and he throws that at the wall. So I thought he was going to pull shit out of his diaper and throw that at the wall.
Right. And his whole thing is like he did performance art in New York. And I swear to you, this is a true story I'm about to tell you. And this is why I was like, oh my God, this is crazy that I'm watching this in this movie. When I lived here before, I went to a bar called The Cock. I don't think it's around anymore, but I have very, very funny stories, very crazy stories about this place, and things that I'll never admit to on air. But the first time I went there, we're sitting there and there's like a stage. So we're like, oh, there's going to be a show. And in this stage was a playpen and a chair. And so this guy comes out and is wearing a bonnet and a diaper, and that's it. And he gets into the playpen. And then another guy comes out and he's sitting next to the thing in a chair and he's reading a newspaper. And I think at one point the kid's crying. The kid, it's an adult in a diaper and a bonnet. And he hits the kid with the paper because again, the kid starts crying. And then he reaches in behind him and he pulls out of his diaper like just globs of brown. And he just starts rubbing them everywhere. And I'm like, where am I? Why is this something I'm seeing? So I thought it was going in that direction.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I don't want to give too much away because it's on Hulu, so check it out. It's such a good movie. I recommend everybody see it.
I've got to say, like, one of my favorite characters in it is the girl who's at the show within the show. I want to see the show within the show. I want to see the whole thing. I love it. Her name's Joanna Cullen, or Cologne, I don't know. But anyway, she's got a viral video from when she was a young child singing "Respect" by Aretha Franklin. It has over 80 million views. And so, but she is it's another example of as a young actor with all the subtext. Like, she plays that character that's the drunken person so well. And I just love it. I love her in it. The one that plays his mom, I didn't write her name down, but she's famous.
Melanie Lynskey. She, I opened up actually her Wikipedia page because she's been nominated for a bunch of stuff. She's like 3 Emmys. She's in Yellow Jackets. I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah.
She was in The Last of Us, the first season when they go to that. I think they're in Kansas City. She's the head lady.
Is she the woman that had the baby in the bar in Sweet Home Alabama?
Yes, I was just pulling up her movie. She was in. She's the other girl with Kate Winslet in Heavenly Creatures. So she started in that lesbian movie. We should watch it. It's a good movie. But she was one of the ugly stepsisters in Ever After. She was in But I'm a Cheerleader, Coyote Ugly, Sweet Home Alabama, Shattered Glass. Perks of Being a Wallflower. She has been in Don't Look Up. She's been in everything. She was Leonardo DiCaprio's wife in Don't Look Up.
Oh, okay.
So, just been in everything. The father, like you mentioned, he's been all over Broadway and the West End.
Oh yeah, he was in the Ballisters that I saw recently, and he's the guy who had the middle life crisis rant about how he's trying to be a good person and it's too hard to keep up. It was very funny. But
then, like we said, the main guy, or the Owen Teague, he was in the Stephen King movies, and then the Ant-Man girl. So those, like, the four, the supporting characters have, like, well known, been in a lot of stuff, and then this group of just young kid actors who just blow you away.
Yeah. What do you think Rotten Tomatoes was?
This definitely seems like something Rotten Tomatoes the critics would love. So I'm gonna say Rotten Tomatoes like a 96. And it's a small enough movie that I don't think it got gay bombed. So I'm going to say that audience is 91.
94 critics, 87 audiences.
Okay. All right. That's not bad.
What do you grape it?
I give this 5 grapes. This is, I think, one of the best movies we have watched.
Without a doubt, I was going to say it's the elusive 5 grape movie. It's so good. The
fact that this was made 2 years ago and we're just now seeing this, it blows my mind that this didn't get more of a.
How are they not winning everything? It's just like entertainment is all subjective. For whatever reason, this one just hits close to me. As a kid, I always loved theater. My mom shared that with me, and like this relationship he has with his mom, although he's kind of mean to her. But they're
mean to all their moms in this movie.
She's very supportive. That whole thing between the one guy. One guy and his mom, and she's like, "Is there anything I can get for you?"
God, she's such a bitch.
What
are you doing?
She says, "Is there anything I can get for you?" And he goes, "How about some fucking money?" I was like, but there's so much going on in this movie. There's so much subtext everywhere, and there's so much just on the surface that's funny, but it's very dark and deep, and it's so well done. 5 grapes. Everyone should watch it. 100%.
Yeah, I loved it. We don't have next week pulled yet, but we'll pull something.
It'll be good.
It'll be good. Maybe not this good, but it will be good.
I mean, I don't think I've given anything 5. I don't even think I gave Audra McDonald 5. But this is definitely a 5 grape movie. Anyway, so we'll figure it out, and we'll be back
next week. And until then, the cork is back in the bottle.